Sidney Rollason lived to see both World Wars and he fought in the Second World War. He served in North Africa, Italy and Greece and lived to tell his stories to his family. He lived to 100 years old and made days after his passing his medals he earned were stolen by burglars from his household in Bilston. This is a story told by his son and grandson, Philip and Alan Rollason.
Well, I think there was telegrams and letters which my mother received, and also my grandmother. There was one occasion where they were actually in the cinema, the local cinema, and he actually came up on the Pathé News, which my grandmother screamed out, it's our Sid. So, it was one little incident, when it occurred, when there was like unforeseen communication. When he came back, because he was in the desert and they were used to lying on the floor, he found it very odd to actually sleep, in the bed. He actually used to, for a time, sleep on the floor because he couldn't get used to sleeping on a bed.
Particular stories, yeah. He told me one about that when he was at siege of Tobruk, the first siege. He says that I remember him telling me that they got isolated and told to hold a position where there was him and 3 of the guys, his colleagues from his regiment, and they got stuck at a certain position with some Australians. And then they got an order which none of them wanted to hear, which was basically like a last man order, where they'd got to hold the position. He says, and he went on for about 12 hours, where they was basically just holding on to the position for 12 hours. And he told me the story that within that time, tempers was getting frayed. He says that, they was actually coming to blows with each other at that position, until eventually the order was given to stand down when they'd held it for the day.
Well, he didn't tell much, but there was one incident where he said they went on a reconnaissance patrol, and they actually went into a minefield, and there was one soldier, one of his comrades, with his leg hanging off. They decided that because of his injuries, that they would put a white flag up and sort of surrender to the enemy, because the Germans were advancing towards where they were, and they fired on them. The Germans actually fired on them. So they had to then reverse the jeeps back out of the minefield. And the chappie that's with the injured leg was screaming naturally in pain, but they got out of there and they got back to the regiment.
Yes, there was. Yeah, they'd been mounted on the wall in a frame, and it was a complete oversight by the family to take them down.
He'd only passed away 3 days, and when we went down to the house, he had his medals in a frame which was on the wall, and somebody had broke into the house and stole his medals.
Not that there was any financial value to the medals, it was just all sentimental. So it was just, really sad, really, that within days being passing away, that his mementos and his medals went missing.
Somebody who actually wrote in to say that they could replace his medals, but it was not the same. We turned that down because the medals were sentimental, and they were his medals.